First things first, Dr. Mohammed, what are your thoughts on PM KPB Plus 2.0? We are seeing our Prime Minister being very vocal, speaking her mind, not holding back. Can you please share your views?
I'll tell you this, huh? One of the things that I boast about, and I got a lot of licks up for it in the past, is that I am the only political scientist, but one of two political analysts that has had the ability to be both a practitioner of politics and an academic of political science. So therefore, I bring to the table the understanding of the theoretical aspect and the academic aspect of political science, but also the practical aspect of it. And I'll say this: had the Prime Minister been, as I'm using Faris Al Rawi's words, had the Prime Minister been as unhinged as she is now in 2010 to 2015, having sat and been within that circle and observing her, I would say that maybe she may not have lost the 2015 general election. Because quite frankly, I am enjoying, cautiously so, but I am enjoying, as you rightfully say, KPB 2.0. Because I strongly believe that this is the legacy too. I also believe that when you have a constitutional majority, what you do with it is very important to that legacy, but it is also very important to the governance sustainability of the nation, of a country. And it is also in Trinidad and Tobago something that does not come quite often. We are lucky that a constitutional majority, three-fifths especially, emerged um, after 10 years, right? That does not happen quite often, especially when there's no disruption in the politics in terms of a third party or any of that, those conditionalities existing to propel a political party in a particular direction. If she's not unhinged now and she's not speaking out her mind now and she's not disrupting norms and behaviors and that sort of thing now, which is early days, she can't afford to do it in the third year, I see what the third year does. By the time the third year of governance and government comes around, you should have deliverables. You should have created the norms and the behaviors and the traits that you would have wanted. Would have been peaking, and you are at the third year preparing for the fifth year onwards to a general election. And therefore, your checklist, you should start ticking them off. And it should be between 60 to 70% done so that there's a lot to campaign on and a lot to speak about. But if you sit down and you wait and you warm the seat and you look at the environment and you observe, that is what you should have been doing in the run up to the general election. And I still say you give yourself a 6 months grace period to get acclimatized and to understand what you're dealing with and how much in the treasury and what system don't work and what X, Y, and Z. So that now that we've entered into a new year, from January 2026 to December 2026, it should be ruction, as I like to put it, dismantling, reconstructing, repositioning, putting things in place so that at the end of the day, even if you don't meet your mandate of 1 year in office, you at least by the 31st of December 2026, you could say to the country, we've done A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, and we have delivered A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, and that we've done X, Y, and Z, and this is the results of it. So that is my position. Speak her mind, let her be authentic in that regard. I think it does come with a certain level of measure, and you will see for yourself. The Prime Minister is not uh, she's not always in the media. As much as the media wants to hound her down to get a response, there are people who do. I read a comment. I read a comment yesterday where somebody said, The Prime Minister needs to address the nation. My question is on what, especially? What exactly, what do you want? I even told a journalist yesterday, I said, one thing you have to take into consideration, that whilst the Prime Minister may come across as aggressive, she may come across as adversarial. The one thing you cannot say is that the Prime Minister has been insulting to the media, disrespectful to the media, or media personalities, and demeaning to them and degrading to them in a way that they cannot approach her. That is one thing you cannot say. So why not? What if not now? When?